So I have a little bit of a PSA to some women out there. And it's not going to apply to all of you, but the ones it does apply to, you're going to know. It's not going to win me many friends. That's all right, because it's the truth, and some of y'all need to hear it.
She won't take time.
So with that being said, ladies, sometimes you're the fucking problem, and oftentimes you're wrong. You're not entitled to be treated like a princess when you act like a bitch.
Accountability!
Somebody give you a few red flags, you can fucking leave. You don't have to sit up here. And I used to be a Captain Saber hoe. I don't say these hoes no more. I just don't. I'm just being truthful. If a nigga ain't got it together, and I'm not saying we all perfect because we are not. If they don't have it together, then fuck it. I'ma move on. I see so many women that do put men in the friend zone. For example, I have a close girlfriend of mine. She was pregnant by another man. This other man stepped out the friend zone and stepped in her life and was like, baby, I love you. I want to be with you. I'm going to take care of you. She like, but Fuzzy, I really don't love him like that, but I'm going to be with him anyway. I'm going to marry him anyway. She got married to him and had a baby by him. Her fourth baby by him. 4 baby daddies, 4 babies. And she's very, very, very successful, right? She said, I'm just not sexually attracted to him. I think I'm going to leave him and get with this other dude. She left him, got with the other dude. What the other dude? She come over to the other dude's house. He cheating on her, run her through the ring. I'm like, bitch, that's what you get.
Look at Ricky's face. Look at Ricky.
You know that nigga ain't have no integrity. You know shit, but you did it anyway. And you let this man gaslight you. You let him love bomb you. You let him do all of these things to you, and you stayed for it anyway. So I don't have no sympathy for these hoes.
The most important things I think about Kevin Samuels, we look at women's struggle as strength. It is one of the reasons why they don't admire their men, is because their men let them carry that burden. Their men are doing that because they see you as being strong, oftentimes like their mother. That happened to me when I was talking to my cousin. She was going through all the scenarios and how she felt overwhelmed. As she's describing these things, in my mind, I'm like, and see, that's what makes you so dope, just like my mom. And while I'm thinking that, she says, and cousin, I'm tired of being the nigga in my relationships. I didn't even know that that's what she was describing. I didn't even know she was complaining. See, that's the beauty of what Kevin Samuels' message was. What we call it is the strong black woman. What he said is that's a masculine woman. He made it a thing that we are not supposed to continue to prop up. Something that we're supposed to say, no, let me step in and be a man for once, instead of being like, well, what you want me to do? Because when you change the narrative on that concept, then men stop letting you carry all the bags just because you can. You see what I'm saying?
I hear from a lot of guys, well, if I can't find a woman here, then I'm just going to go to another country. But when I think about that, I think about he meets the woman, he brings her back, she organizes, takes half his stuff anyway. But also, if you can't get a woman in America, what makes you so sure that you're going to be able to get a woman elsewhere?
So I asked men what women could do to make them feel heard. And a lot of men understood the assignment and they really gave me some good information. So let's talk about it. First of all, men are walking around traumatized. All of this trauma they're dealing with, and they feel like they don't really have an outlet for that. Not only due to society putting these types of standards and stereotypes in them, but the women they're building homes with are also perpetuating these stereotypes and extending that trauma into their homes, which is supposed to be where they're safest and where they're at peace. Now, for it to make sense, I'm going to use an analogy. What black men are saying to black women, it seems like the same thing black women are saying to white women. Because we say to them, if you see us talking about our feelings, you see us talking about how we feel and the pain and the stress and what's the weight on our shoulders and what it's done to us, don't sit over there and be emotional, because then I have to come outside of my feelings and take care of yours. In my opinion, black men are saying the same thing. They're pretty much like, okay, so when I talk to you and when I do tell you the pressures and the burdens and what's on my shoulders, you start to feeling shit, and then I have to stop feeling shit to take care of you. Now it's all about you. When we show up emotionally, now you feel like you have to go back into your role of being this protector and provider, and you have to disappear emotionally to take care of us. Stop giving up your ground. If you are emotional and I show up as emotional, now we're both emotional and we sit here in that and we navigate that together. That is intimacy. That doesn't mean that you have to give up your emotional space because I'm now here. I should commit to understanding you first, but I get to be present in my emotions. I'm going to go back to the relationship with black women and white women because that's the way that I understand it in my mind. When I see a white woman crying because a black woman is telling a sad story, that don't make me mad. It doesn't upset me like it upsets a lot of y'all, because it's a sad fucking story. I expect you to cry because you're human. Okay, what I don't want is for your sympathy to stop at those tears. Use your privilege to make room for me. Women have this emotional privilege. We get to feel how we feel. We get to be sad. We get to cry. We get to rage out. We get to do whatever we want to do. And nobody's going to say we're less of a woman because we do that. Men are saying, use your emotional privilege to make room for me. Don't just stay in your emotions and give me more of your emotions. Allow that privilege that you have as a woman to make room for me too, so that I can sort through my shit, so that I can be seen and heard. Now, I'm just one woman, and this is my opinion, obviously, because it's my page. You don't have to agree with anything that I have to say, but if you made it this far, you probably are at least interested. My main takeaway from it is that we really have to stop loving our men through the lens of the stereotypes and gender roles and definitions of what a man's supposed to be that society gave us. And you have to understand it is just black men that are being systematically suppressed emotionally. They don't want them to be whole.
So women, no one was telling women the truth. One, women didn't know what men really thought. Okay, Kevin Samuels talk really emphasized the high value, because that's what a lot of women wanted. They wanted this high value man, and they did not qualify for whatever reason. And the results of their life have shown that they cannot get a high value man, but they will keep fighting to their everlasting breath to get that high value man. But they could actually have a good life with a man who is a 5'6" in terms of looks, money, and everything else, and build a great life. But Instagram, social media, dating apps have given women a thought that they have endless options. So all this belief and all these other things, yes, they are helpful. They help. But until we get into the act, we got to tell the truth.
Let me say this to all my boys out there.
So we just clever.
It's not your fault, sir. You didn't pick your dick in a lineup.
A lot of big women didn't pick their size, but you will overlook.
No.
That's not true. That's not true. I said that.
As a woman,
There are some women.
as a woman that's on a diet, I chose to eat that donut last
Wait
night.
a minute. But okay, so that's true. But there are some women that have hyperthyroidism.
Okay.
Some women that have diabetes.
She's wrong.
She's
There's
so right.
plenty of women out there who
Girls, you got
cannot
diabetes.
help the size that they are.
I don't care what your issue
You can change
is.
your size too.
Yeah, but
That's the facts.
that is true.
Okay.
But that could be out of a lot of people's budget.
Yeah, you cannot get a big dick at the gym. I promise you. I just got this boy.
Is this proven though?
You can do dick ups.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
I know, it is amazing.
So let me ask you this question.
With a dick up?
Yes.
Is that when you fling your
Yes, it is
okay.
amazing.
First types of girls to date.
Tonight. Yeah, I love your nails. Did you just get them done?
I did. You trying to get the next set done?
Huh?
Are you trying to get my next set of nails done?
What do you mean?
What are
No.
you taking me out on a date for if you don't want to pay for my nails? It's getting broke. I'm looking for a man. Like, I'm looking for somebody that can provide and take care of me. I need my hair done, my nails done, my toes did. Okay, I need my rent paid, utilities, car note, groceries, insurance. All that needs to be taken care of before I commit to you. Like, I need to know if you have a bag or not.
Did you want the enchiladas?
No. I'll do the rack of lamb full. Let me get two 1942 bottles. He paying, it's good. Let me get the steak, mashed potatoes, lobster mac and cheese, and broccoli. Let me do a house margarita. The chef's seafood special, it has crab legs. My girl on the way, you gonna take care of her too, right?
No.
I just saw this new Birkin bag. I'm gonna send it to you.
For what?
So you could get it. I'm gonna need you to unfollow all these girls off your Instagram and stop being in their comments. Like, that is a hella weird.
I
like,
just met you.
Not you cheating on me already.
Cheat. I gotta be with you to cheat.
We together. You my man.
Why didn't you marry the man you chose to have a child with?
He wasn't good enough for me.
Well, then okay, so what I need you to understand, on the open dating market, you come into the open dating market with a baby from a man you say wasn't good enough for you. To us, to men like myself, to men with good sense, that would says she is a poor judge of character because she gave a man the highest honor a woman can give any man on the planet, a child. And then she gave a man who wasn't good enough for her a baby. Sorry, ma'am. don't get upset because
I agree
your
with
child.
that.
But if you agree with it, then understand.
I agree
there's
with
a
that
reason.
part, but I also want to say that I'm allowed to make poor judgments in
yes,
my life because
well, yeah,
I
you.
am
Oh, yeah, you
growing
are.
as a
But you
person.
are. Stop. No, yeah, you are. But we don't have.
I'm
But understand
growing as a
something.
person, so I'm
Listen. You are. But the world does not owe you understand.